Good morning, I am Kevin Price, delighted to be with you. Looking forward to spending some time with you today, talking to you about you and your business. As always, we have a lot to cover on today's program. I'm going to jump straight into it. I'm going to spend some time here on this first segment with Leticia Gomez. She's with a company called Savvy Literary Services.com, actually SavvyLiterary.com, but her company's called Savvy Literary Services, I believe. Is that correct?
That's correct. Good morning, Kevin. How are you today?
Good. Glad to have you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and the history of Savvy Literary.
Sure. Kevin, my name is Leticia Gomez. I am a Houston-based literary agent, publishing consultant, acquisition editor, and published author. I've been a full-time literary agent since January of 2007, but actually I've been working in publishing since 1993. As CEO and founder of Savvy Literary Services, which is one of the few minority-oriented publishing firms, I've distinguished myself as an agent who can communicate effectively with the authors that I represent. Now, when I first started my agency back in 2007, I did it with the prime directive that I was going to represent the underdog writer. And a lot of times the underdog writer translates to writers of different ethnic minority backgrounds. And the reason I felt so strongly about this, Kevin, is that I feel these are the writers that are either misrepresented or worse yet, they're not being represented at all in the publishing industry. Mm-hmm. Now, last year, I did partner up with Ascendant Group, which is one of the best branding and marketing companies in the country, to offer an even greater level of support to aspiring writers. So as director of its publishing arm division, I'm the company's in-house publishing consultant and literary agent. And more recently, I was asked to become an acquisition editor for an independent Virginia-based publisher named Kohler Books.
Okay. That's a lot of information. I don't know how much of that I'll remember, but that was a lot of information. So let me ask you, so are all of your clients minorities?
No. Well, it started out that way, Kevin, but, you know, in business, you always have to constantly evolve. So I have actually, you know, through the transcourse of time, I've actually excelled in specializing in business and self-help nonfiction for adults, also suspense thrillers in the young adult market. And so right now, my list is very diverse. It's about 50-50. It's 50% Latino and other ethnic groups, and then the other 50% is just good old, you know, American.
Good old American. I like that.
Good old American. But Kevin, really, I don't care if you're an extraterrestrial. If I fall in love with your work and I feel strongly about it, I will represent it with passion, no matter what color you are.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, if I were an extraterrestrial and if I could write a book that someone could read, I would make a fortune, and so would my agent. There's no question about that.
A book written by an extraterrestrial. That would be a first.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that idea. Yeah, it's awesome. So, Houston, Texas, not exactly known as a literary agent haven. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, I guess for a literary agent, I'm a little bit geographically challenged. And the reason I became a literary agent is because I knew I wanted to work in publishing. And either, you know, I felt back in 10, 15, 20 years ago, you really had to be New York-based, you know, to be a literary agent. But that's not true anymore. With all the technological advances that we have at our fingertips, that's no longer a problem. I have not let, you know, me being geographically challenged stop me at all. Last year, I was able to place 15 books with 15 different publishers. So that is in no way a hindrance to me at all whatsoever.
So, name some of the publishers you've worked with.
Okay, well, I have worked with HarperCollins, Australia. I have worked with Benbella Books, Baker Publishing Group, Random House. You know, you name it. All of the publishers that strong mainstream, publishers like HarperCollins, Simon Schuster, Penguin, and also the very strong independent publishers like Source Books, Benbella. I pretty much explore every publishing avenue for my clients. So I deal with all kinds of publishers, big and small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very interesting. So what is the normal protocol of working with an agent? You know, agents are hard. agents are not easily approachable, from what I can tell. I mean, it's almost like for the person who has a book to publish, you might as well just go straight to the publisher because agents are just as elusive as the publishers. Talk a little bit about that.
Exactly. That's one of the main gripes that I've heard from authors is that they don't always feel comfortable approaching agents. And another common complaint that I've heard is that literary agents don't practice good etiquette when it comes to answering emails and phone calls in a timely manner.
They don't answer them at all. What are you talking about?
They don't. That's what's missing in with literary agents, and this is so prevalent. With the New York-based large conglomerate literary agencies, is that they don't have the time to speak to anyone. Mm-hmm. Now, and what I've had to do since I am geographically challenged, Kevin, is I've had to become what I call an equal opportunity literary agent, which means I treat every one of my clients as if they're one of my own children, whether they are a New York Times best-selling author like Omar Tyree to a first-time teen-aged writer looking to get his first or her first publication. So, yeah, you're right. Sometimes authors feel like they have to hire a private detective to track down an agent. I operate on an open door policy. If my clients want to speak to me, all they have to do, Kevin, is just pick up the phone and call me. They don't have to make an appointment. I usually return phone calls within 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes I joke with them, Kevin, and I tell them if I don't return your phone call in this amount of time, it means something has gone terribly wrong in my life. It means I'm maybe unconscious in a ditch somewhere and I can't get to you. So the point is I give my clients easy access to me anytime they want it. And I like to give good old-fashioned customer service. I know that sounds kind of corny, but taking on a literary agent is you are entering a long-time relationship where you have to have commitment from both parties.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Let me ask you, how does the arrangement work? What's the price for for your clients for representation?
Okay. Well, a good ethical literary agent will never charge any kind of reading fees. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I only make money if I sell the book for my client. And I typically work just like other agents. It's 15% cut off of the advance in royalties for the life of the book. Now,
how big? How big of a cut?
15%.
Yeah.
15%.
That sounds pretty standard.
Yeah, it is fairly standard. And it does jump up to 20% if I happen to sell your manuscript to a foreign publisher. And the reason for that hike, Kevin, is that a lot of times, we geographically challenged agents, we partner up with foreign agents in different countries, and we work together to sell foreign translation rights, and then we both split up that 20%, 10% cut each. So that's why that hike.
All right. You have, what is your website? People can go and get more information, learn more about you and your firm.
It is www.savvy, SAVVY, literary, LITERARY.com.
Give that one more time.
It's Savvy Literary, SAVVY, LITERARY.com.
Thanks so much, Leticia Gomez. Appreciate having you on our program today.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
All right. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter, and you're listening to The Price of Business.